There are many martial arts and they're all good. The one we practice is Japanese Jiu-Jitsu. And basically it's what your police and military, I know that's my background, use for self-defense. So kicking, punching, throwing, using weapons, fighting on the ground. It's all part of it. Although that, it's also a great sport, especially for children and for people doing occupations where you find it necessary to protect yourself. So we're going to have Dimitri and Owen demonstrate just a few of the techniques. Then we'll bring the kids up, and then we'll talk a little bit more in terms of philosophy, okay? This is all part of making a better Lindsay. Dimitri is OPP auxiliary, so be careful on the grounds tonight. Guys, is you're not seeing anybody get hurt here, and they actually hit and punch and kick each other, and the reason is they learn how to land, especially with children. That they start very early. You spend a lot of time how you land when you're actually thrown. Okay, extremely important. But everything is based on self-defense. Kicking, punching, throwing. You'll note when they got to the ground, they're putting on locks or finishing techniques. So ground fighting is another big component of what we do. What we're going to do now is just throw a couple of simplistic gun self-defense techniques. I worked in SWAT in Toronto for 21 years. I got to face guns on a continuous basis, and we trained a lot of our people similar type of techniques as you're going to see here. So we're using a plastic gun. We don't want anybody killed here, and I got enough paperwork, okay? So we're going to demonstrate just a few of the techniques. Owen's going to hold a gun. Now this is what we call stealing the gun, okay? So not only does Dimitri have a new gun to go home with, the guy who held it on him is somewhat dismayed. Another one we'll do in terms of training is somebody actually threatening to hurt us. He gets out of the way of the barrel, kicks, throws, and takes the gun to the hip. I've actually got to do this in real life. It's okay, now he's going to do it fast, with feelings. Okay, now you're going to see another technique. Guns held to the head, a hostage situation. Everything is to control the gun, get away from the barrel, and have control when you finish. Gun on the back. Everything's simple, effective. Now, this is I call a begging technique. How often have you seen this in the media? ISIS and people like that? Dimitri does not like to beg. Now, a couple of simplistic edge weapon techniques we train our people in. Owen's facing it. Again, now you have it, now you don't. Dimitri just had an operation not covered by the Ontario Health Plan. Again, not carried by the Ontario Health Plan, okay? Okay, proud gentlemen?
Right.
As you can tell, we're preparing these kids for marriage. Anybody here familiar with the Criminal Code of Canada, Section 34, self-defense? You can only use reasonable defense to protect yourself. And I will demonstrate how we deal with someone 10 years from now. Please, madam, control your raging hormones. Thank you very much. We have the other end of the spectrum. Somebody evil, nasty, her husband. Now, what I did is this gentleman strangles me. I could do the same technique I did on this young lady. Okay, but the reality is, what's he going to do if I just do that? He's going to come back. I've only got 3 seconds before I'm unconscious. 3 to 7 seconds, that's all you got. The carotid arteries are compressed or the pharynx is pushed in. This ain't Joe Rivers, can we talk? So I have to do something. This guy's trying to kill me or seriously hurt. That will stop the threat. So I will do something a little different. Now when my elbow comes back, what you are going to have is a red mist. We have a whole myriad of technique that you gear the threat or the technique you use to the threat you face.